That's my roommate. That's his medication.
Can this side of the room, everybody stand up? Everybody on this side, if you're all rescue workers, will be dead in 4 years.
Are you there? Are you there? Are you there?
We're here defending America.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Right. You ain't an American. Come on.
When are you going to investigate World Trade Center 7, sir? When are you going to investigate World Trade Center 7? You made your promise. You made a promise, sir.
All hell is breaking loose on 6th Avenue. If violence breaks out, don't worry, we can handle it.
Coming out saying that the buildings are exploded.
If you know that there's treason going on, you can be held accountable for treason yourself.
Hey, guys.
It's true.
An inside job? How dare you? How dare you?
Attention Walmart shoppers, 9/11 was an inside job.
Why did Bush not even want to investigate the attacks?
9/11 was an inside job. 9/11 was an inside job. 9/11 was an inside job. 9/11 was an inside job.
Turn the camera off.
No, sir.
Turn the camera off.
No, sir.
Can I ask you why you're taking my picture?
I have every right to. You're on a public sidewalk.
I worked Ground Zero. A week after, I was asked to come to Ground Zero by the union to help do the rigging on the Millennium, Century, One Liberty Plaza, and the Federal Building. We put all the safety netting up to keep the glass, the broken glass, from falling down on the rescue guys and all the people in the streets out here. Whitman, EPA director, on the 18th made a statement that the air was safe to breathe. As the EPA director, she had the power to step in at Ground Zero and make sure every man, woman, helper, people from all over the country that came here had their respirators on. She should have kept these schools, kids in these neighborhoods out of this area to make sure, absolutely, that it was safe to come back. No, they were in a hurry to open Wall Street. They opened Wall Street at the expense of thousands and thousands of men's health. This country has gotten crazy. Everybody's blaming everybody else, but bottom line is, Bush is responsible for this. He is absolutely responsible for this.
We chose this weekend, coming up on the 5th anniversary, mainly because the majority of the victims' families believe 9/11 is an inside job. Bill Doyle, the head of the biggest families group, 7,000 plus members, has gone public saying he now believes it's an inside job. The families have asked us to come out here and expose how their family members were murdered by elements of the U.S. government. And we're not going to stop. The truth's going to come out.
We're always told that a new generation was born. Now we live in a new time now after 9/11. Even the people that are working here, even the police officers that are working here, don't believe the government story 100%. We don't believe the government story because they have habitually lied in the past. They couldn't even be honest about the air that we were breathing down here. So how could they possibly be honest about every single event that works here if they have no caring for the public servants, for the people that have worked here and that helped? We have to continuously ask questions. That's what a patriot does. That's what a true American does. We ask questions. The day that we stop asking questions is the day that we have allowed the seeds of despotism to grow at our own door into a great tree that blinds us from the truth. And we will not allow that to happen today. We will not allow that to happen on the next anniversary of 9/11. And if the government has not told the truth, in 5 years we will be here on the 10th anniversary of 9/11 more questions.
How many people do you think are here today? Do you have a sense of that?
Over 2,000 T-shirts have been given to people in the last 2 days. And then, of course, there's hundreds of other people wearing other 9/11 T-shirts and other groups that are here. So I would imagine throughout the day, there'll probably be around 3,000 9/11 truthers out here.
My name's David Miller. On September 11th, 2001, along with hundreds of my fellow troops, I went to Ground Zero. No one asked us, no orders were given. We went because our city, our country, our neighbors were under attack. And we knew what to do, or at least we thought we did. On September 13th, we marched back in groups of 2s and 3s at first, and then dozens until there must have been more than 200 of us, carrying ropes, ladders, tools of every kind, back into the smoke and the poison and rubble, where we reached an intersection with hundreds of civilians cheering us on. Our uniforms were torn and soiled. Our resolve was simple: to stay and dig as long as we had any hope to save anybody. I want to tell you about how sick so many of these brave men and women have become. I want to tell you about how the mayor refused to accept the fact that not dozens, not hundreds, but many thousands of us were contaminated, sickened, and poisoned by the most toxic combinations of building materials in the history of disaster relief. And that for 5 terrible years, he ignored that fact. 5 years of our family members watching us drop dead. And every time Popular Mechanics calls the people of this movement nuts, these propagandists, professional liars and tools who cannot even by any stretch of the imagination be considered journalists, strike another nail into the coffin of another rescue worker.
Come on, guys, that's a great story right there. Film that. Film that.
Okay? I gotta tell you something. This I expect because I've worked in New York for 20 years.
Okay.
This bullshit is standing right behind.
Bullshit?
Yeah, bullshit.
Bullshit.
Standing right behind
your corporate media is, but this is bullshit.
Life, man.
This is bullshit. This is true. This is America. This is America. This is America. Freedom of speech. If you can go on your news channels and manipulate people's thoughts, we could do it too. How about that?
That's terrific.
Yeah, is it? You like it? Asshole? Yeah, you're very mature. I can see why you're an anchor man.
Family member here. You know that, right?
My father died in these towers.
How dare you?
You just see me getting called an asshole by an NBC anchorman?
See, this is what the media does. They never talk about the family members. They never talk about the rescue workers. The family members, the rescue workers started this 9/11 Truth movement. And people have to understand that it's these people who are affected by 9/11 who we are fighting for.
9/11 was an inside job. We're about to head over.